And if you look at that story that is on page 7, the president is quoted in a story here, but also the member of parliament for Mumias East, Peter Salasia, is requesting the president, we just want you to issue an order to stop West Kenya Sugar Company owner from filing cases in court against Mumias Sugar so that the sugar mill can resume operations. And if that is achieved, I will shift my political allegiance to you. This is Salasia telling the president. The president responded, I have heard my friend Salasia mention cartels in the sugar industry, but I want to tell you that being the president, I am aware of the things than you do, and I am better informed. This is public property, and we will not allow individuals to grab property belonging to the people, said the president. Honorable Wandeto, if the president comes, he's being asked to issue an order stopping West Kenya from filing cases in court. That's purely against the rule of where every person has a right to be heard. But is there anything the president can do? Because he's also saying that they have to withdraw those cases so that the public interest can be defended. How do you do that if you're the president? You know so much, yes, but also the rule of law requires a certain procedure.
Okay, Sam, I think I quite agree with my brother here, Senator Onyonka, on his analysis of the sugar sector and what is going on. And I think it's one of the sectors that, when we talk about state capture, this is also another sector that I think has suffered being in the hands of a few individuals who seem to manipulate the rules in their favor.
What is state capture here?
And I think the president is very, very determined, Sam, to ensure that he brings order to the sugar sector. It's a sector that's very important to the people of Western Kenya, to the people of the coast region and other sugar growing areas, in that it provides a livelihood for hundreds of thousands of Kenyans. And as we seek as a country to revive the economy, we have to also look at the fortunes of our farmers and how we can be able to support them. So the president stepping in the manner that he has done to bring some bit of order in this sector, I think is very, very welcome. This sector, like you have said, has been frustrated by all manner of players from court cases. And some is not just Mumias Sugar. We have stories of Miwani. We have, I think, stories of Nzoia Sugar with some 1973 debt. The sugar sector is riddled with all manner of challenges. And I think the government coming out to say is going to commit 53 billion shillings to basically sort of bring a semblance of order to this sector by writing off the old debts and trying to write a new chapter is very welcome for our sugar farmers. And also, this again will go a long way in terms of supporting us to reduce the dependence on imported sugar.
Yeah, but when you say state capture, where? I need to understand that.
Sam, when we generally talk about state capture, we mean repurposing, the state to basically benefit a few people. That's why people get lopsided lease deals. Onyonka has said people want to grab Mumias sugar land, 120,000 acres. So it is this manipulation, whether through court, whether through legislation, whether through, government giving up, its land to individuals without a proper due process, without what I would call an arm's length sort of transaction. This is what we keep seeing in this sector. And that's why, the analogy has been given here very clearly, the private sugar companies are thriving, and they seem to be doing so at the expense of the government-owned sugar mills. There has been stories of something like cane poaching, where you are saying some of these private sector companies are actually going into the sugar zones. In the sugar sector, there's a zone where you can basically draw your cane.
Right.
Some of them invade other people's zones and get the sugar. And these are the things that we keep seeing in this sugar sector.
So, tell me this, Honorable Wandeto, because the president is saying that hao watu wote hakuna mtu akona kitu hapo, hao wakora wote watoke, hiyo kampuni ni ya wananchi na tutapangia upya, hakuna kesi tuta-entertain. Kesi watoe na wao wenyewe watoke, na nimewaambia mambo ni matatu. Wakitaka kuniletea kisirani, either wahame Kenya, ama nitawaweka jela, ama wasafiri waende binguni. Jameni, wametusumbua sana hapa Mumias. What does that mean?
Well, I think whatever you have read is exactly, as it is. I think what the president is saying, without without me trying to interpret the words the way I'm sure you'd like me to interpret them, what the president is trying to say here is, this is a grave issue. And I think it's very, very important that we address this issue once and for all.
You said it's a grave issue.
And for all. Yeah, it's a matter, it's a very, very serious matter. People cannot forever hold hundreds of lives at ransom for their own personal benefits. I think that's what the president is basically trying to say here.